So here it is 17-12, 114 North Geelong. Thomson 10-6, 66. Umpire's just waiting for the last of the spectators to get off the ground before they start the final term. North Geelong kicking with the aid of the breeze in the final term.
Thomson. The open Thomson forward line with a spare man in defence.
There you go, Matty McTaggart, the spare man. Start of the final term. And it will be Dean Oakley up against Ray Robertson. Robertson should be able to get it down, but Mervyn chops it off. Short little kick is okay, fine. Or short little pass, Flake Moore. Gives it to Nick Maharis running off the half-back flank. Goes to the left boot. It's all North Geelong now across half-back, and it will be Michael Rowe to take the mark. Goes out wide looking for Carl O'Toole. Just over the outstretched arm of Marty Rowan. O'Toole wheels around on the left boot, goes towards Gibbs. Over the top of it, tried to break free. Now he gets the ball free at half forward. Aitchison and Rathje. The umpire calls play on. Still in there, Perkins fighting hard for it. Now Gibbs again, Aitchison on hands and knees. Now it will have to be balled up at half forward for North Geelong.
I thought when you're on the ground, you weren't allowed your offside if you did that. You had to roll away from the ball.
No, wrong game. That's
tonight.
That's
tonight. Sorry, that's what
tonight.
That looked
Well
like.
done.
It looked like a maul against the Lions.
Ball up at half forward. Off hands, goes towards Gardner. Handball to Mervyn. Handball's chopped off though by Price, who read it better. Handball over the top at Bradley. He chops it off for Thomson, kicks it back to whence it came. Gibbs has to stand there. Oh, Burns goes up early and in the end Greg Mervyn takes the mark.
Might have almost been
interference. Oh, switching play. Danger towards Fanning. Has to be a good kick and wasn't really. Hearn works hard to get there and then he crawls away somehow and throws it out towards Flack. Handball over the top was pretty good. Walsh, can he keep it in? He's pretty close to the boundary line. Back into Hearn. The three of them have worked well. Hearn, turn around, kick the goal. The coach, inspirational. And he has. He's kicked his second and a good start to the final term for North Geelong. 18-12, 120 they lead. Thomson 10-6, 66. Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard.
Eric, you would have to say it doesn't matter whether it's under 8s, country footy, AFL, if you're going to kick across the face of goal, it's got to be spot on, doesn't it?
And it's got to be a certainty,
It's
not
got to be
a
spot on.
50-50. And with another North Geelong player rushing in to help, so it becomes a 2-1 against. No,
Poor Daniel.
I knew what you were going to say then, because a very poor kick, a poor choice, and didn't the coach make them pay? My goodness. So back in the middle with the umpire, 2 minutes gone, final quarter. Umpire about to put it in there. Robertson doing the ruck work against Oakley. Ball goes up. Well, probably Robertson just got the better of it. Lockwood absolutely just stole it out of there. Gibbs tries to crash through the pack. He can't get it clear. So the umpire will do a secondary bounce adjacent to the centre circle. Big pack of players, however, now around the footy because they can all come into the square. Ball goes up. Robertson gets the tap clear this time. Stein runs in from the wing. He can't pick it up. Lockwood comes in. Players, Elzinger tries to clear it, but just as the ball comes out once again, McTaggart has the footy, but the umpire had blown the whistle. So once again, still within the centre square, the ball will be thrown up. 3 minutes into the final quarter. No addition to the three-quarter time score apart from the goal to North Geelong. Robertson, huge tap forward, but Gans in the way. Handball behind the running Maheris, but he's good enough to come back on it. Picks it up, throws it over the top there to Flakemore. Handball to Timmy Gardner. Gardner weaves past, tries the check side from centre wing, but intercepted there. Good work for North Geelong in defence by Lockwood, but unfortunately it's been pushed over the boundary line. Half forward flank for Thomson, kicking in the final quarter of the western end. Ball about to come in once again. Robertson and Oakley. Robertson gets a tap down. Lockwood there, intercepts. Done well there in the clinches. Gets the ball to centre wing. Maheris over the top there to McTaggart. McTaggart a little chip pass. Is it a little too far? It is. Elzinger comes in. Handball to the running Jones. Can he pick it up? He picks it up. Comes back. Plenty of time. Oh, terrible kick. But I tell you, young Walsh is equal to the task. I suggest a free kick rather than... Well, Jones, I think, was heading goalwards then from 125 metres out. But... Walsh has been paid the free kick. Now he chips it to Jones, but unfortunately the Thomson players have read it a bit better. Across the centre of the ground, it comes from Stein out to Armstrong, back to Stein, back to Armstrong. Well, they're mucking about with the Thomson. Finally, it comes to Peacock, and he breaks clear on centre wing, drives it to half forward for Thomson. Looking for Mitchell, he can't take the mark. O'Toole does well. He's got support there from Welsh. Welsh chips it back to centre wing, but in the way there is Armstrong of Thomson. Not a lot happening in the first 5 minutes. 18-12 North, lead Thomson 10-6.
Tried to look for Mick Gann, kick off the ground by Rathje, might be a turnover, getting back there McTaggart. Maharis gives him a good shepherd, handball back to Daniel Fanning, left foot kick around the corner was okay to Mervyn, and he takes the mark, plays on now, goes on the left boot towards Andrew Atchison, who has to stand his ground at half forward, and he takes the mark. Tries to play on, tries to get rid of Rathje, does well, Rathje holding him up. He's got Mervyn running past, he gives it to him, has to stop a little bit. Goes to the left boot towards Maharis, that's Troy. Over the back though, Rowe, North Geelong with the numbers, can he get around Maharis? He handballs back underneath intelligently to Daniel Gibbs, who blind turns, handballs towards Corey Lockwood. He's going to get wrapped up, he handball away to Price, was alright. And Daniel Gibbs followed it up, took a bounce and played on. And handballs it back into Price. Price quickly has to get rid of the ball and does so towards Russell Hearn, who takes the mark, plays on. He's got Adam Walsh running into goal by himself, and the ball sits for him. He has to stop and wait. He wants a game next week. He's looking for the handball back to Hearn. He works with left, right, and then he goes back to Hearn. He'll get a game next week. And he's spotted him up in the pocket. He's just making sure. You don't want to lose your spot 5 weeks out from the finals. So Russell Hearn has kicked 2 goals.
I was chuckling at Paul Price there.
Yeah, I was too.
He said that's 3 times you've tried to get me and you've missed me every time.
Russell Hearn has missed also to the near side for 1 behind. So they go to 18-13, 121 now, North Geelong, and Thomson 10-6, 66. And that is on the Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard, 6.5 minutes played.
So the ball back to Somali Armstrong. Yeah, that was interesting because he was tackled very heavily right in front of us, Pete, wasn't it? And he got up laughing. So Armstrong goes for the chip pass into Daniel Fanning. 20 metres from goal, takes the mark, looking for options further afield. North Geelong, again, the zone defence looking pretty good. Fanning there, chips it toward the centre wing. Mark not taken by Oakley, comes to the ground. Robertson handball to Asikas. Over to Elzinger. Elzinger chips it looking for Rathje. Can't take the mark. Helping him out there is Flack. On the right foot goes. Bang! And Simon Flack has kicked his first for the day. So
well, that'll please Dick Philpott. Simon Flack's back on the goal-kicking scoreboard.
So 19-13, 127 is North Geelong score. Thomson 10-6, 66. Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard. 7.5 minutes now into the final quarter. But it was all too easy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you just get the feeling Thomson put it into gear in that last quarter and said, look, do or die. You get the feeling they've sat in the rooms and bulk changes have been made, and the blast from the boss has been, this is it, do or die, and they've shot the bolt.
Well, they put a lot into the third quarter, didn't they?
They have.
They're really struggling to get the ball clear of the middle now.
Back in the middle, Robertson and Dean Oakley to do the ruck work. Oakley gets up, big spring, gets it down towards Burns. Oakley as well there again. Flakemore, handball to Gardner, just pushed off a tackle, runs through centre half forward, lead on from Forbes and Maharis. It goes over their heads. Fryers gets back there first with support from Gibbs. Fryers, is he happy to see it over the boundary line? Yes, he is.
He's quite quick, isn't he?
He is pretty sharp.
Ooh.
Got some pace in their side, North Geelong. They might need it come finals time at St Albans with the big ground. And it's a boundary thrown in the right forward pocket for Thomson. Western end of Godfrey Street. Robertson and Oakley. Tim Gardner there as well in the ruck contest. Taps it down. Corey Lockwood gets a clearing kick. Goes towards Gibbs. Can't take the mark. Mervyn hassles him out of it. Gets it to the front. Perkins comes across as well. On centre wing. 3-on-2. Thompson. Stein. But Perkins does well. Handball. Chopped off though by Burns. Went right, then came left, was going to handball, ends up kicking with his left boot long towards Mick Gann. Oh, it doesn't sit for him. Michael Rowe falls over, but he's good enough to get away and break a tackle from Rowan. Pretty strong, goes with a left foot kick. Back towards Rathje. Atchison has to make up a bit of ground, can't do so in time, and Rathje takes the mark. In between centre wing and half forward on the outer side. Lead on, he goes now towards Flack again, puts his arm up, can't take the mark. Stein there, Burns. Pat Burns ducks his head, then tried to shuffle the handball out.
Threw it out.
Bradley's there as well, chopped off. North Geelong keeping the pressure across half forward. Oh, ripped off the ball was Rowan. Held on to, said the umpire, and it will be a free kick to Thomson across half back.
They find about the fourth or fifth one, don't they?
Yeah.
Nick Maharis gives him a lead. He
Might be
looks to go.
enthused with the game.
Further field goes towards Peacock. Third in line takes the mark. Got Gardner, who's going to, well, he's called to play on now. He's going to handball to Gardner in the end, Peacock, but he goes to Oakley, who does handball to Gardner. He handballs to Troy Maharis, who might have to handball back to Oakley at half forward. He handballs back to Flakemore. It looks like a training drill. They just and he's chopped it off, and Ray Robertson's taken the mark at half back.
Just a lack of skill, isn't it?
Five-star handball.
If you're going to muck around with it, you've got to be positive. Robertson goes wide with a handball now, finds O'Toole. He just stands there, nobody tackles him. Now he goes right across the ground, and this time finds Elzinga on his own on half-back flank. He plays on now, on the left foot, drives to the middle of the ground, coming well up the ground, and this time is Perkins, takes the mark, plays on quickly, looks for Jones at centre-half forward. He overruns the footy. Well, that's the softest free kick I've seen a long time. I have no idea what that was for. Mitchell get the free kick. Handballs to Peacock. He kicks it over centre. Elzinga hits him on the chest and he drops it. And he kicks it high in the air. Gee whiz, poor old Welsh is ridden by Rowan, but can't take the mark. Handball comes to Peacock. Peacock now to Mitchell. All of Thomson. He goes towards the centre wing, and Sabali Armstrong has taken the mark. So Armstrong now sees another pass in the middle of the ground. Oh, Jones made up good ground to spoil Peacock on that occasion. He's given support there from Price, but weight of numbers is winning out for Thomson until Price just absolutely desperate for the footy. Handball to Jones in the middle. Back to Price by hand. Now Price with the big torpedo. He's gone to centre half forward, but in the way there is Bradley of Thomson. He goes wide to the lead there of Steen. He's in trouble. Flack comes in, picked it up one grab, but gee, some great tackling going on out there, Flack, and now it stacks on the mill, and the umpire will move in, and the ball will be thrown up between wing and half forward, out of side here at Godfrey Street. 11.5 minutes final quarter, 19-13 North, lead Thomson 10-6.
So ball up, big pack around the footy. It might be Rathje doing the ruck work, and Oakley comes from the side, gets it down only as far as Michael Rowe, gets a left foot kick long towards the boundary line, and it is out of bounds for a throw in front of the new scoreboard and timekeeper's box on the northern side of the ground. We see Ray Robertson racing off to change with Jamie Weiss, and the ruck contest will be between Rathje and Aitchison. Aitchison gets it down in front. Burns ripped off at Bradley. Handball, nearly chopped off. Now Andrew Aitchison gets a clearing kick towards John Mitchell. He keeps it just inside the boundary line, takes the mark.
Last of the three-quarter time scores at Bannockburn 13-11, lead Belpost Hill 6-3.
Well, the turnover unfortunately occurred for Thomson, went to Adam Perkins, and he turned it around, gave it to Simon Flack, and he will shoot for goal from 20 metres out, nearly directly in front, and try and kick his second goal.
The coach thinks he might have a look from over the fence as Russell Hearn comes off.
Yes, Danny McCall coming back on the ground. And
hello.
I think there's a bit of sentiment in the North Geelong football there, because he's passed it off to Daryl Jones, who will shoot from 35 metres out directly in front. That might be the only chance.
And a huge roar came from the crowd then as he took that mark.
So Daryl Jones, 35 metres out, directly in front. He comes in, he leans back, and he's got it, and the boys are pretty happy about it too. Daryl Jones has put his first on the board, and that is the 20th goal for North Geelong. And every North Geelong player has come on the ground from everywhere to go and congratulate Daryl Jones, his first goal. And they go to 20 goals, 13-133 North Geelong. They lead Thomson 10-6, 66, and that is on the Buckley's Entertainment Centre final quarter scoreboard.
In 30 or 40 years' time, it'll be, and I kicked a goal on
from 70.
300.
From 70.
And as the years go by, it'll get further and further out. Probably be from centre half back by the time it's finished.
With a magnificent mark.
So the umpire with the football in the middle. 13 minutes, 14 minutes gone last quarter. Tap down there by Weiss, but tap forward by Thomson. Harris trying to pick it up. Overruns the footy, pulls it back in under himself. Handball out, looking for Mervyn. Finally comes out to Mitchell. Mitchell out wide to Armstrong. Armstrong back to Mitchell, who's run on. But his chip pass doesn't quite get to the mark. Harris can't reach it. Well, North Geelong player impeded there without the football. And it looks like Friars to me that over in the far back pocket has got the free kick. He goes back to the back pocket. Now Jones takes the mark almost in the defensive goal square. Has a bounce. Kicks it wide to centre wing. O'Toole is the player who's called it. He can't take the mark, so he's got to battle hard at ground level. He picks the footy up finally, tries to get a handball clear, does so. He's got support there from Elzinger. He doesn't know where the footy is. Picked up by Timmy Gardner. Great tackle by Michael Rowe. And yes, I think Timmy deserved what he got then, because I didn't like what he did to young Rowe on the ground. However, O'Toole picks it up and finds Rathje between centre wing and half forward. Takes the mark, plays on the left foot quickly. Drives to the full forward position. Flack at the back behind Bradley. And the ensuing free kick has gone to Bradley. Interfered with going for the mark on that occasion. So Bradley now, Thomson, goes wide to centre wing. Gee, it's a terrible kick. I don't know who he is looking for out there. Probably Greg Mervyn. Greg Mervyn, good enough to get a toe poke to the footy. Tries to find Johnny Mitchell. But, gee, the North Geelong forwards, even late in the day, absolutely desperate to keep that football in there. And the umpire will come in on half-forward flank and put the ball in the air. So it's on the outer side. 15.5 minutes gone. Final quarter. 20-13 North. Thomson yet to score in the last quarter. 10-6 as the umpire. Well, there's a whistle now. What's happening?
Blood draw.
Somebody's suggesting that somebody has blood on them. I think that...
I was just looking at the North Geelong bench. Not a bad bench. Priddle, Hearn, Robertson.
And now David Gibbs, arguably one of the better players on the ground, coming off the blood rule. So one of the... well, the coach is going to have to come back on. So Gibbs.
Well, I couldn't see Robinson wanting to come back on.
No. Rory probably has done the day's work, kicking, what's he got, 7 so far? As Russell Hearn, excuse me, comes back onto the ground. So umpire now has the football, half-forward flank for North Geelong, kicking to the eastern end this final quarter. Rathje does the ruck work. Gets it down to Rowe. Rowe on the left foot. Drives it to the forward pocket for North Geelong. And it's going to go over the boundary line. The header there of Asikas and Rowan. And boundary umpire makes good ground to pick the footy up 5 metres from the behind post. Deep in the attacking area for North Geelong. Pack of players for the throw-in. Rathje doing the ruck work for North Geelong. Comes to ground. Rathje, almost a miraculous goal from Rathje. Just kicked it from in the air. And it's gone across the face of goal and along the ground, has hit the behind post. So the ball will be thrown in. On the southern side of the ground this time, good throw in. Rathje taps the ball forward. Big pack of players down there. Comes to Russell Hearn. Just grabs it. Oh, that is incredible. Asikas has picked the footy up and I think he's kicked the goal. So Russell Hearn kicked it around the corner. It bounced over the pack. Asikas reached up, grabbed the footy, and on the goal line has popped it through. The 21st goal for North Geelong. 21-13, 139. Lead Thomson 10-6-66. Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard. 18 minutes final quarter.
Should he have let it go?
Just about. Just about. If you want a game next week, you do.
So after Thomson fought back a little bit in the third term, North Geelong have regained control in this final term. Back in the middle, Weiss and Justin. They go up. Justin gets it down towards Gardner, who breaks free just and gets a handball away. Flakemore was going to give it back to Rowan, but elects to go with the right foot towards Oakley. Up against Friars. Goes wide towards Carlo O'Toole on the boundary line. He's happy to see it over for a throw in. So in between wing and half forward for Thomson. Weiss and Justin to do the ruck work. Been playing 18.5 minutes in the final term. That is a huge push out by Weiss. Wasn't paid. The free kick will be paid now though to Nick Maharis for a high tackle. He handballs it off to Andrew Atchison. Gets a kick away towards centre half forward. Gardner reads it better. And he takes the mark. Runs on. Little right foot kick was okay to Armstrong. He'd run on from the half forward flank. Made some position and took the mark 30 metres out. Not much of an angle to speak of. A chance to kick his third goal of the afternoon. So Savali Armstrong, who was moved at half-time from the back line to centre wing, and lining up for his third goal and the 11th for Thomson, their first of the final term. Comes in now off a couple of steps, and it looks pretty good in the end from Savali Armstrong. It is his third, the 11th for Thomson. They go to 11-6-72 But they trail North Geelong, who are 21-13, 139. That is on the Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard. We've been playing 19.5 minutes.
Probably one of the only consistent players for best part of the game for Thomson, I think, Eric.
Yes, he's been...
Now, a few other players have drifted in and out.
Tryma Harris is not moving off the ground with the greatest freedom, is he?
No.
Perhaps he runs a bit that way all the time, I don't know, but doesn't look all that fit. And I don't know whether his replacement looks much fitter. Rod Peacock's struggling to run with much freedom as well. So a bit the worse for wear, some of the Thomson players by the look of things, and it's been a pretty tough, long, hard day for them. North Geelong bounced out early and took the ascendancy. They haven't looked back. 20 minutes final quarter. Umpire Chaston with the football in the middle once again. As puts it in the air, Weiss and Justin again. Neither player. Justin actually takes it out there. Handball's clear. But Thomson through handball, get it to Greg Mervyn. Mervyn to full forward. Young Fryers almost paid the mark there, I would have thought. But no, umpire says play on. Players come in pretty strongly over the top there. Carlo Toole, I think, was on the bottom. And he has the ensuing free kick. So plays on, goes wide to the outer wing. Out there is Darryl Jones. He's got some support there from Welsh. Welsh, Jones brought to ground. No free kick, said the umpire. And so one umpire is paying the pushing in the back, Pete, and the other one's
not. Yeah.
And, I think
makes it a bit hard for the players to read.
It's confusing. I think the players there, Jones, I think looking for a free kick there, but it wasn't forthcoming. So ball up between wing and half forward, outer side, just forward of centre toward Thomson's end, the western end. Free kick there. Now, the umpire's not. This fella's not paying advantage. And one of the other more experienced umpires, I suggest, is paying advantage. So the free kick to North, to it went to Weiss, over the top to Rowe. Rowe to nice push in the back there by Fryers. Not seen by the umpire, not paid. Finally, it comes there to Daniel Gibbs into the full forward position. Oh, goodness gracious. Two Thomson players were trying to stop Simon Flack getting to the footy. They collided with one another. Both fell to the ground.
It was like a game of billiards.
Simon Flack picks up the footy in the goal square and kicks his second goal. Well.
I think Flack might have actually bumped one into the other and knocked them both over like 10 pins.
When it's not your day, it's not your day. That's Thomson's today, I think. So Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard, North Geelong 22-13, 145. They lead Thomson 11-6-72, 22 minutes into the final quarter.
I don't think we'll even give Greg McLeod the tape today. It's just his worst nightmare, some of the things that are happening,
actually,
unfortunately.
To be quite honest, if you were Greg McLeod, you'd take it home and you'd get a few little cuts out of it. The handball segment that we saw earlier.
The 5-star handball, yeah.
You know, you'd really be making that an effort on your training to say, well, here, boys, this is what we're doing wrong.
Back in the middle, Justin tried to take it out of the ruck again. Maharis gets a clearing handball. Carlo Toole comes off the back flank. Little toe poke by him. Goes across to centre wing. Mervyn comes across, gets a Shepherd. Handball back to Nick Maharis. Goes back to Mitchell. Mitchell, short little kicks, okay, finds Burns. Handball to Nick Maharis, who runs away, runs into Justin, if you wouldn't believe it. Then the handball came back towards Osekas. His handball back towards Corey Lockwood at half-back. Goes to the right boot, back towards Troy Elzinger. Goes to stand his ground, did well. Got impeded, should have got a free kick. Jamie Weiss has got the ball in the end. Goes towards half-forward. Adam Walsh takes the mark, plays on now. Under pressure, gets a kick towards Adam Perkins in the pocket. Bounces over his head, then doesn't sit for him again. 2-on-2. Thomson tried to break free Bradley. And he's happy to see the boundary line.
Yeah, that really should have been a free kick here to
Troy Elzinger.
How long have you been allowed to run back into the face of a fella going for a football or for a mark? God.
So a boundary throw in at half forward for North Geelong. Over the back, Nick Maharis. Price is there, Burns as well. Burns can handball it away, does well too, under pressure from to Greg Mervyn. It goes short to Tim Gardner, handball back to Mervyn, who kept running, goes free. The little kick to Dean Oakley. Handballs back to Mervyn, followed up, did well. Left foot kick now. This time though, not very good. Zitko clearing, back to whence it came, in the middle of the ground. Stein makes up some ground. Weiss off hands, Welsh, Rowe well. Then had it and then lost it, tried to handball it and lost the footy. But still got the numbers. Rowe off one step, goes long, Flack over the back again, can tap it on to Gibbs. And he's there against a couple of Thomson players, and he holds it up. Simon Flack just lying on the ground, if you don't mind, having a rest. He can't go anywhere because
At some levels of footy, they'd pay that, wouldn't they?
Yep.
Made no attempt to get the footy out.
Aaron Bradley gets up off him. And Aaron Bradley's not too good too, getting up. And I think it might be the blood rule. I think he owned up to it actually too, Aaron Bradley.
Well, it must have been just a clash of heads or something in that contest, because there didn't seem to be anything in it.
No. So he comes off. Rick Humphrey to come on. Nice time to be coming on, Rick.
Oh, yes.
25-minute mark of the last quarter. It's about 8 degrees. A minute to go at Optus Oval, and we hear down the line that Melbourne and Carlton, there's 1 point in it. Melbourne in front by a point with a minute to go, so we'll keep you updated with that. Gibbs from the ruck contest at centre-half forward. Stein over the top of it as well. Atchison's there as well. They're ripped off the ball. Umpire will now ball it up 40 metres out from goal.
David Gibbs having a shot for goal. You would call that in golf an airy, because he had a swing with the foot and missed.
So a big pack around the ball with this ruck contest. Umpire throws the ball up. Rathje gets it down. Falls off the head of McTaggart. Goes to Stein. Now Harris gives a shepherd for Justin. Gives it away to Burns. His handball to Nick Maharis. Goes with a right boot. Wide's okay. Finds Sabali Armstrong. Armstrong wheels around on the left boot. Tries to measure the pass. It's okay. Gardner makes up a bit of ground. Runs on. Feigned a handball. Then gave one to Mick Gann. Put him under a bit of pressure. Gave it back to Gardner. He runs. Gives it to Fanning, who's got a bit of time. Right foot kick back towards the middle's all right. Finds Stein. Handball to Mervyn. Mervyn runs through the middle. Goes to the right boot. The lead on from Dean Oakley. Chopped off again by Lockwood, but Oakley does well. His handball back to Stein. Has to stand there though. Get around one. It was Darryl Jones. He runs from 40. Kicks for goal. And down the field, said the umpire. I think it'll have to be... No,
Got to come back. I think it went out on the full, so
right.
If it goes out,
so there's no advantage. Okay, so it will come back to Jason Stein, and Daniel McCarthy standing the mark. So they'll have a shot for goal from about 40 metres out. So it'll still be a difficult kick into the breeze. So he goes short towards Sabali Armstrong, and Armstrong takes the mark under pressure from Rathje. So Melbourne have kicked another goal late in the day and have won by 7 points against Carlton.
18-19, 117.
No, it's not over yet. Still going. So they're 7 points up at Optus Oval.
18-19 to 16-14. That's nearly 3 goals.
Yes, I agree.
There we go. We'll check that.
18-9.
18-9 it is. There
Down
you
the
go.
line.
Down the line.
Kept up the
Sabali
date.
Armstrong from here goes for goal number 4. Pretty close, says the goal umpire. A goal. His 4th, Sabali Armstrong. All in the second half. And 12-6-78 Thomson. North Geelong 22-13, 145 on the Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard. 27.5 minutes gone here at Godfrey Street. We see Rick Humphrey coming off the ground. Mark Harris to come back on.
So the umpire's waiting for the footy, and really the sting's gone out of it, Pete, hasn't it? You know, a lot of tired players out there, and I suppose physically and mentally, North Geelong have played so well that it's understandable they're a bit tired. And Thomson have been chasing all day.
I think it's good that the crowd's hung on. I think the third quarter actually caused that. I think the third quarter saw a revival there from Thomson, and people thought, hello, it might be on.
So the ball in the middle once again, 28 minutes gone. Weiss and Justin. Justin went early, missed it. Handball to Gibbs, to Rathje. Over the top there to that's Perkins. Perkins long to full forward, but straight into the arms there of Bradley. So Bradley of Thomson wide to halfback Harris takes the mark. Handball to Nick Maharis. Maharis on the left. Oh, O'Toole, almost a great one-hander. Gardner picked up the crumb over to Paddy Burns. Burns looking for assistance there from Mickey Gann. But unfortunately, it's off the foot of Flakemore, and the ensuing free kick will be to McCarthy of North Geelong. McCarthy, well, plays on there with a handball, so Flakemore's done well there. Slung with the footy, picked up by Gibbs. Handball over to O'Toole. O'Toole to back to McCarthy, and McCarthy clears the danger area. Long kick with the left foot, but only as far there as Fanning at centre half back, and Fanning of Thomson takes the mark. Plenty of movement upfield for him now. Goes to Mervyn in the centre of the ground. He takes the mark. Handball there, Aitchison. Oh, great smother there by Elsinger. Turned the footy over. It comes back to Elsinger. He heads goalwards on the left foot, put it in the air, and I tell you what, it's a magnificent effort from Troy Elsinger. He created the turnover by a wonderful smother, followed up himself, picked the footy up, and on the left foot has kicked the 23rd goal for North Geelong.
Well, don't think I'm jumping on the bandwagon here, Eric, but I've already done my votes, and I think that guy will figure in them somewhere.
23-13. 100 and, what's that, 51? 23-13, 151 North Geelong. Thomson, 12-6-78. Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard, 30 minutes now, final quarter. Up goes the footy. Wilson, Justin again. Ball comes down from Justin. In fact, comes back to his arm. Justin drives the ball deep to the full forward area for Thomson. Good work there by Fryers, and he is quite quick because makes a lot of ground up there and forces the ball over the boundary line, the head there of Timmy Gardner, and it's out between half forward, flank and centre wing in front of the social club here at Thomson. 30 minutes gone, final quarter. Boundary umpire with the footy. Comes in. Weiss takes it out of the contest. Handball to McCarthy there, over to Rathje. Rathje. Handball back to McCarthy. On the left foot, long high kick. It's going to centre wing. Oh, good mark there. Fanning running with the flight of the footy. Sees Aitchison loose on centre wing. Takes the mark. Shaped to handball to Armstrong, but it goes back inboard to Mervyn. But the kick is a little bit too strong. Kicked off the ground by Rathje, and Weiss has done a hamstring if you watch him. Ball into centre half forward for Thomson. Rowe picks it up. Runs into a tackle. Picked up by Fryers. He looks for a way out. Gets it to Lockwood. Lockwood handball to, well, Elsinger, is it? Is crushed to the ground by a Timmy Gardner tackle. No, Timmy's watching proceedings. So it's Justin. And
yes, Weiss is no good.
Weiss is no good at all.
Either cramp or a hamstring or something. So he's done a pretty good job in the ruck there.
A big cramp, I think.
Well, that's interesting because umpire, nobody went for the tap there, and the umpire's blown a whistle and is giving Justin. The Prez has got a free kick. He's 40 metres out, directly in front. And we'll see if he can add to the Thomson score at 31.5 minutes into the final quarter here at Godfrey Street. Well, he's now going to have a kick after the siren, JJ, because the siren has sounded. Justin moves in. It's a good-looking kick off the boot. It's going to get the distance. It is a behind, and that's the final score of the game. So Buckley's Entertainment Centre final scoreboard here at Godfrey Street. Thomson 12-7-79 have been defeated by North Geelong 23-13, 151.
And it was good to see that Daryl Jones, nice and close to the ball when it finished, and has got it in hand. So I think he might be keeping it for his 300th. And a great way to celebrate his 300th game with a big victory over Thomson here at Godfrey Street. 23-13, 151 to Thomson, 12-7-79. We'll take a break when we